Remember snow? It sure seems like it's been quite a while since we last saw it. Snowflakes gently falling down, the odd blizzard or two, the crunchy sound it makes under your feet, the snowballs you'd get in your face, and just the joy of winter. One that I can't really appreciate nowadays because that was all the snow we've had all year. The one you just saw at the beginning, that was all of it. Unless we're gonna get a big surprise in March, the only place where I can actually enjoy the snow is in video games. Now if you're younger, it may not seem obvious to you, but snow in video games used to be a big thing. According to legend, one of the many reasons why Duke Nukem Forever was constantly delayed is that George Broussard once saw a snow level, I think, in GoldenEye and decided, you know what, this is what Duke Nukem Forever needs, let's add a snow level. Well, Duke Nukem 3D also had snow levels, but they were added in expansions made by other people. And why would you want a snow level? Well, it just gives a different feel to everything. I mean, look at it. Imagine playing a game that up until now, a genre even, that up until now was just corridor after corridor after corridor. Suddenly, you're in snow. You're in a wide open space with snow. Maybe a snowman, some trees covered with snow. It's different. It's new. It's exciting. It makes you feel like you're not playing the same thing, even though it's the same game probably. The decor, with just that little change, brings so much joy. I mean, you remember, we used to have Christmas variants of a lot of games. We used to have Christmas lemmings. A lot of games used to have secret winter levels hidden in them that would activate around Christmas. It used to be quite a big thing. And it kind of makes sense to a point why you wouldn't have seen snow pretty much in every game since the get-go. Games were meant as a sort of escapism. They still are, so unless you're living near the equator, or at least near the tropics, you know what snow is. You probably get it. It's not something that's really surprising. It can even be annoying. But not everybody in, I don't know, Poland gets to visit the tropical island filled with monsters every day. That's more exciting than some snow. But the snow itself does have an allure to it. I mean, just think about it. Couple of months a year, couple of days, hours currently, thanks to really unstable climate factors, everything around you is covered with frozen water. Droplets of water fall down from the sky, crystallize, and then gently float down until they cover everything in sight with layer upon layer of snowflakes, sometimes reaching several meters in height. And the joy you can derive from that, there's nothing similar you can find at any other time in the year. Let's face it, half the autumn is absolutely bleak, it's just dead trees, even the leaves are gone. Half of spring is the same, it's just a wet, dreary, not really pleasant place to be. Summer is hot as balls, but in winter, if it actually snows, I mean, like it's not doing now, everything is magical. Probably aided by the fact that during winter we tend to strewn up all sorts of lighting around, and that really contrasts well with the snow. It helps it take on a whole new nuance, more color, more life than you would see in the dreary bits of autumn and spring. And games reflect that. Well, some games do. Games that have snow levels, I mean. They reflect that joy, that childhood wonder of seeing snow, something so rare to you back then, and it's gonna be even rarer soon, and just enjoying the new scenery. I remember when Carmageddon came out and it had snow levels. You could run around the snow with your car, running people over. Delta Force had snow in it. Sure, aesthetically, it was still kind of the same game. I mean, in a wide open space with really blocky ground, but the snow, it made it look so clean compared to the desert or the green desert. Technically, this was a white desert, but it looked so peaceful. Then I got to play the demo version of Anachronos, which has one of the absolute best, and I mean best winter locations ever made. Whitenden. It's a small, little, tiny town filled with weird people at night. You only spend a couple of minutes there. It's a really short part of the game, but one with so much detail in it. It seems like the place is really lived in, and there's a monster about. You can see its tracks in the snow. You can see the way it clawed its way through the rooftops, the way it dragged people through the snow, and all around you have that very, very good music. Just sort of sets the mood. This place is cold, this place is sad, this place is a winter night that's not happy. A melancholic winter evening. It sets a mood that is unmatched in my opinion when it comes to winter-based games. Probably the closest thing to come to it would be the Icewind Dale games. I mean, you kinda have to figure that they would have atmospheric snow and ice down like quite well on account of its Icewind Dale. It's got ice in the name. I've been trying to figure out what was one of the earliest FPS games to actually use the winter level. I keep racking my brains about it, and I honestly still am not sure. I mean, yeah, Duke Nukem did have that level, GoldenEye did have that level, but I kept getting the feeling that there was something before it. Maybe Rise of the Triad, but I'm not completely sure, probably not. Couldn't have been Wolf 3D because there was no texture in that game whatsoever, or exteriors, but I do think there was something around there that had snow, and did it well, or well enough for there to be real passion for putting snow into games, and first-person games I mean. We got one that was basically entirely snow, Skyrim that is. We got Arx Fatalis, which you may not notice because it all takes place underground, but everything in that game exists because the world on top is frozen and you can actually see, you can feel the effects of the snow and ice pressing down in some places. There's those beautiful, beautiful frozen caves. We even have snow levels in RTS games. While StarCraft does have some beautiful, beautiful vistas, my favorite was always Red Alert because Red Alert also let you change the time of day for your missions so they could be taking place in the day, at night, in the evening, in the morning. Just makes things so much more atmospheric. And who can forget Counter-Strike's most overused and stupid map ever made, Ice World. And sure, now you can get ice levels in pretty much any multiplayer game too. I mean, Rainbow Six Siege has like 4 of them. GTA Online has an event where it just dumps snow everywhere for a couple of days a year. I missed the event from last year, so I didn't get a chance to enjoy it. I think actually maybe Tomb Raider was one of the first 3D games to do it. The game does start with a snowy area, and I believe there is more snow around in that first level. Even today, I'd say that snow is still a sort of a limited quantity type of affair. Yeah, we did have Skyrim. Pretty much any Star Wars game has hot in it, but it's not overused. It still has its magic, or treachery, if you will. I mean, you do sort of die a lot more in winter in Don't Starve, and we do have that upcoming Frostpunk game where you have to deal with a city that's stuck in an ice age and dying if you don't actually do well and manage to keep people from eating each other. And yeah, there was Modern Warfare 2 with its bit on the snow that honestly was kind of pulled out of No One Lives Forever, though with better controls for the snowmobile. On account of you were going in a straight line, I didn't have any sort of control over it, really. And who can forget Serious Sam? Serious Sam, the second encounter, has one of the best snow levels possible. It's a Christmas-themed level that just has a rock version of Jingle Bells blaring at you while you're murderizing everything inside. It's a thing of wonder. It's superb. And I think you can even kill Santa. Snow levels, winter levels, ice levels, these should really be appreciated more in video games. Especially now since I'm looking out the window and not seeing any snow, even though it's almost the end of winter. So what is your favorite winter level in a game? Which one managed to bring out all the emotions you feel in real life when you're looking at the slowly falling snow? The excitement and enjoyment of knowing that you're gonna be able to roll around in the snow and have fun. Please leave a comment with your answer. And I really hope it'll snow more because we may have a drought on our hands in a couple of months. Goodbye.